I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been on the trail as everybody. The most pronounced sentence of the year this year is "you're on mute" or "you're muted." So I went into that trap. My apologies. So welcome back, everybody. We are in the afternoon sessions of Uzakrota Travel Summit, and we have a great panel ahead of us in which they will speak about something that is not me. It's the new generation of travelers. Now, I consider myself old generation. And if you have attended Uzakrota 2 years ago, I was showing you on stage how I made my reservations. So basically in the year 1988, we wrote letters. We wrote letters to hotels and we said, we would like to stay in your hotel from that and that date. And they wrote us back by letter or by postcard, yes, sir, we have rooms available. So that is unimaginable today. And you have a hard time explaining it to the new generation of how things were in the past. And I don't think it's even needed because the new generation has a lot more to offer than before. So to talk about that, we have a highly distinguished panel group, which I would like to bring now on the stage. And our technical people will help me for that. We have Zekeriya. He's from Festival, and he's in Turkey with me today in Istanbul. We have Bora İşbulan. I believe, Bora, you're also in Istanbul.
Actually, Alex, I'm in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. Wow. There we go. Well, there we go. You know, this is the new generation. Remote work from everywhere. No. So you're a new generation. I'm old. And we have Wolf Paunic. Wolf, where are you?
I'm in Toronto, December 2nd. We already had first snow of the year.
There you go. There you go. That doesn't change. And we have Chad Anderson from Discova. And where are you, Chad?
I'm dialing in from Leigh-on-Sea in Essex in the UK.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Sunny
Very
outside.
Nice. Yes, I can see everybody has some sort of light or sunshine coming in, except Bora. He's in a windowless office in Hong Kong somewhere.
That's 8:30, Alex. So 8:30 p.m. A bit dark outside, but it's okay.
So let me not delay your evening further on because you got to go hopefully for a nice dinner somewhere in Wan Chai or in Kowloon. So I'm handing over the panel to talk about the new generation to Zekeriya. And I wish you a really informative exchange because it's important to take care of the new generation. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
Thank you. So, hi, everybody. Wolf, nice to see you again. Hi, Chad. Hi, Bora. Hi, Barış. Merhaba. Hi to everybody. So this is the new phase of travel, let's say, with the new generation and so on. And I don't want to take much time, so I just want to delve into the details and let's chat about this first of all. And I will have my first question to Barış. Then from there, we'll pick on any questions you guys have. Please just jump in. But I'm planning to give like 5 minutes to 6 minutes to everybody so we can talk about it in details. So Barış from Travelzone, tourists are very bored with Vienna, Budapest, Prague tours, the mass tourism, let's say, the classical tours, as we say, which were very popular 20, 25 years back, have become very boring at the moment, in brackets. And they prefer different places to create memories and to share with your children after they're 50 years old. And of course, with this, we can emphasize emotional tourism. Do you have works for those who prefer these type of tours, and what type of experiences within these new variations of tours do you offer, like gourmet, adventure, etc.? So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Zekeriya, first of all, and greetings to anybody in this platform from Izmir. We, as a leading tour operator in Turkey, who's on B2B base, we're already preparing some packages exactly for our mass tourism, like the adventure travel, like gourmet travel, like some thematic travel to our customers. I mean, just it was of all total volume for outbound people departing from Turkey. But with the pandemic, consider between how we can do more what's now we kind of this kind of mean that don't know that see really is peak in $1,000. So that's why the people are starting to look for more economic preference. That's why we are believing that by the springtime, Turkish people travel.
Well, I think, Barış, I'm sorry to cut you off, but your connection is, I don't know if it's coming to me, but the connection is very bad. Is everybody on the same line there? Because
Yes, it is a very
it?
spotty connection.
Sorry.
yes,
Zekeriya,
unfortunately, Barış, maybe we can take you back with this question because I mean half of it I didn't understand. There is a mixed communication there. So let's just jump to Bora. Bora, taking this into consideration, the new generation travelers and so on, we need to put ourselves in their shoes, obviously, to understand our target, our audience target. Do we understand and design? I mean, when we say do we, I mean you, according to that brand, according to their needs of this generation. How did the Plaza Premium Group spend this period, and what type of innovations did they bring in?
Thank you, Zekeriya. I hope you can hear me clear. Great. So actually, I mean, I think all of us know about Plaza Premium, or let me say maybe in a short version, PPG. So this is the largest airport hospitality group worldwide. I mean, what we do basically, we focus to comfort, convenience, value for money, and eventually we call it, love and care. So to make sure that all the companies' ambition, objective is basically around one single motto, which is we do travel better. And by doing so, I mean, our objective is try to lower the stress of the travel. So I think the most important part, back to your question, first of all, to understand which business are you in, and try to understand also the pain points of this travel ecosystem. I mean, this company has been established 20 plus years back in Hong Kong, to very first like the pioneer of the common use lounge concept. Later on, it created a lot of different product verticals, just because, we have a fresh and pretty, good pair of eyes that define the pain points and the value proposition to the not only the end consumer, but I mean, from a revenue management perspective, our anchor clients such as banks, airlines, or I mean, TMCs, OTAs, hotels. So in that regard, actually, we I mean, one key thing that we still keep, in the DNA of the company is the evolution and transformation, because things are changing quite fast. And as PPG, although back then we start as a lounge provider to all these B2B markets, later on we transform ourselves into an end-to-end solution focus, very much digital savvy, and actually not only stuck to the lounge as a product vertical, but mostly, operate with the lounges, airport hotels, airport dining, spa, wellness units, along with I think one of the most largest concierge network around the world. And later, pretty recently, we also stepped into a new concept that's called the Power of One, whereby we try to overarch all the fragmented airport services under one brand, one roof, one end-to-end, service approach, fully backed and supported by a suite of, technology solution, whereby we put our people into the heart of the command center of the airport, where we start to listen the social media of the airport in terms of the suggestions, complaints, questions, inquiries, and later on, not only fully focused to extensive and seamless journey, but also to monetize, opportunities not only for us but also for the airports that we have been working across the globe. So by doing so, of course, we have a strong focus to the B2C too. In order to blend all these, different verticals, we launched our reward-based loyalty program, so-called Smart Traveler, where we gel all these product verticals under one, super app where people can, bring their external bonuses, miles, or different points to convert into our own, we call it aviation currency or hospitality currency. And also they can also earn and burn, through our marketplace or through our, different outlets where we have more than 300 across the globe. So, in a nutshell, we never stop where we start. We keep transforming our business into a much, a wider scope, making it more global, and from an account perspective, make it, a much deeper and cohesive and holistic relationship with our, clients. So I think that's the secret sauce of the not only PPG but industry in a nutshell.
Bora, I just want to ask one quick question. How many locations are you at? I mean, in general, when you say global, what are we looking at the scale?
Yeah, so pretty broad. We are now in 35 countries, wow, in 76 airports, with more than 300 different, outlets, which is a blend of lounges, hotels, airport dining, meet and greet, and also lounge, hotel, meet and greet, airport dining, loyalty, and airport passenger services. And I think next year, this time, it could be more than 50 countries. And our objective is to be, pretty active in the top 100 busiest airports in 2023.
Perfect. Hopefully. This means that you will have a lot of data to also collect and, of course, preserve it and move it on with your clients. So,
one thing that even Zekeriya, I can add maybe I have been in this company for 2 years. When I first joined the company, the IT related team in this group is around 15 people. Over the last 2 years, I think the number of our team in Hong Kong and in a certain part of globe like Malaysia and also India exceed 150. So even it's a clear kind of result of how things are getting digital. Although travel is low, slow, and limited and restricted, but IT transformation, digital transformation is inevitable, which is quite a good reflection of the even your spending to your IT resources is quite remarkable in that tough times.
Okay, thank you, Bora. So, Barış, welcome back. Do I need to repeat the question again, or can you just pick it up from there? I think now we don't have his voice. Barış ses yok bu defa. No. Okay. So I'm moving on. We'll have Barış back
Do
anyway.
you hear me?
Yes, we hear you now. So let's give him another chance.
Thanks, God.
The floor is yours, Barış. Come on. The internet,
Thank you.
unfortunately.
Thank
sometimes.
you. You don't need to repeat the question, Zekeriya. That's why I am facing with the same question every day already. No problem. Okay, so that's why we are dealing the mass tourism from Turkey. Yeah, Budapest, Vienna, Prague, or Italy, or Spain, or North Europe, or North Africa, whatever. So that's why we were preparing already this kind of packages like gourmet, okay, like ecotourism, like sports travel, before the pandemic. Yeah, there was such a not a big potential in Turkey. This kind of customers, but let's say on average 5% of our all total outbound passengers were this kind of different kind of segments. But with the pandemic, we are, sure, like anybody in the operator in the world, we are focusing more to this kind of travel. But paying the and
No, I think I'm losing Barış again. I lost him. Okay. Chad, hi, from Istanbul. So
Hello.
everything. How was the weather there? Good?
Yes, sunny. It's all good.
So Chad, I have a long question for you. Just to give the details, we have these picnic baskets, which are very fancy at the moment, provided by the hoteliers or by the restaurants at the moment, and giving them an experience of Michelin star chefs. Having this, they take it with them, experience it in private locations. These type of uniqueness, do you think these experiences will be standing out in the future, or are they just passing by and they are taking us to another level maybe?
Good question. I think what it demonstrates is that a DMC is relevant. So I would kind of change the question almost to say, what can DMCs do to stay relevant in the supply chain by creating these types of products? So they will continue, but they will evolve. Just to go back on who we are. So I'm a Discova is a global DMC. We've got operational offices in 14 destinations across Southeast Asia and Latin America. The big purpose for DMCs to exist is that we are the people on the ground in the destination. And at the moment, we are the eyes and ears on the ground to, especially now, to react to the changing rules and regulations for entry. But we've got our own full-time health and safety team on the ground. Normally, they audit and our suppliers and hotels, but they've been elevated now over the last few months to make sure health and safety protocols are up to date. We are the local contacts, not only that book your hotel and transfers, but we do the day trips, we do the picnic baskets, we create the product, and we work with our local suppliers and in the communities. And this can't be faked or replicated by going online and finding it. So this allows us to build these authentic experiences or off the beaten track itineraries, and we create these unique products. So product design that again can't be Googled. Something that's also relevant is that over this time we've our guides and drivers haven't had an income. So we've been supporting them. We've created a community. We've got a Facebook page, which helps by offering these business training modules and upskilling them while they aren't guiding and driving. We've got cultural exchanges, etc. And this has even led us to create Discover Enterprise, which is set up more as a business mentorship for the entrepreneurs in the group, and a Kickstarter program for these guides, just to support them, almost in giving them a side hustle, but maybe that will help us also develop our product. So we've got 400 of these guides who are actively engaged on our Facebook page. So when borders do open and business resumes, we are going to have a huge, passionate pool of guides to welcome the guests back. So
Chad, just cutting in, what's the most experiential idea that you guys popped up, experience at this moment? What would you say excites you the most?
We have a weekly update on our new product, and our product teams are going out there talking to the communities, designing new products. And the most recent one that sticks in my mind is in Bali. There's there's one in Thailand and one in Bangkok. But visit to a tattoo artist and spend some time with the tattoo artist. You aren't obliged to get the tattoo, but it's a time one-on-one talking to the tattoo artist, describing how they come up with their design. And usually it's the traditional design. So the one that Angelina Jolie's got on her back, they talk you through how that came about and where that's going. So
do you get a chance to get tattooed as well?
I can't wait. I'm going to probably get a picture of my daughter on my arm.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Chad. So coming to Wolf, it's nice to see you again after our panel the last time. So Trafalgar Travel, which I totally respect. I have worked with you guys while I was doing inbound in Turkey, like 25 years back. So since then, I have been following Trafalgar a lot. They have, grown immensely in the sense of experiential travel as well. So coming to that, the experience and the expectations of the client with the experiences you guys provide, enriching the emotional experiences, as we might say. How do you reach these people as a tour operator, Wolf?
Well, good to see you, Zekeriya, and to talk about the new kind of age of travel, because I think that we have gone now through a period of almost 2 years where we all had to look back, step back, and look into our practices, see what are our guests expecting in the new era of travel. And at Trafalgar and at Travel Corporation group of companies, we have really used this time to develop what we call Make Travel Matter experiences. These are conscious experiences in the destination that seek to encourage the greatest community benefits from travel and sustainable tourism, while educating guests on the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. So we have started this in particular destinations where we were able to engage community members to ensure that by visiting our guests, support local businesses, leave positive impact on the community, support community sustainability projects and community educational projects. So in 2019, we had these Make Travel Matter experiences, which are basically delivered based on a very robust proprietary tool to align with United Nations SDGs. We had 43 of them. We've realized that our guests are now very sensitive to the impact they leave in the destination, very sensitive to the environment, also very sensitive to the carbon footprint we as a tour operator leave in our destinations. So that became our focus. In 2021, we have 75% of Trafalgar programs, including one Make Travel Matter experience. By 2023, each and every Trafalgar trip would have this experience. To give you an example of this, how do these experiences look like?
Yes.
For instance, in Kenya, we support anti-poaching effort of the local ranger organizations and governments, especially in the protections of the white rhinoceros. We know how rare and vulnerable the species is. So we do meet the people who every day fight the poachers, whose life is dedicated to the preservation of such an endangered and valuable species. In, for instance, Croatia, we visit Plitvice Lakes National Park, which is absolutely gorgeous, pristine nature at its best, visited by travelers, but we certainly want to keep that beauty untouched or as little affected by our guests and other guests, so we support projects like that. In Jordan, we support Iraq Al Amir, which is a female cooperative of ladies from the local villages who would not have had a source of income. They're unmarried, so they need to develop skill sets to be able to become productive members of the community. So environment, inclusivity, support of the local businesses, i.e. leaving as many dollars or euros or pounds sterling in the local community with the local operator as we can. And for that, I think we need to work with the suppliers who share the same vision, but who also have a strategic plan. Because we are now past the point of having vision of sustainability, I think, globally and as an industry. We're now at the point where we have to have a very firm strategy and to look to cooperate with the DMCs, with local ground handlers who have the same strategy, so we're fully aligned. So then we can guarantee to our guests that what we are promoting, what we are supporting is really happening all along their travel experience.
Perfect.
So I think that is really the key element that has been developed by Trafalgar Travel Corporation group of companies. We have our sustainability foundation, treadright.org, and that's where we basically display our 5-year strategy, sustainability strategy. So it's out there in the open, in steps, and with goals set for every next year.
So how is the reaction from the travelers to these experiences in general?
Exceptionally positive.
I presume.
Exceptionally positive. We actually have guests who call our call center to inquire what is our sustainability effort on a particular tour that they are going to purchase. So it really works well. In Asia, all of our programs currently have our Make Travel Matter experience, and we are adding them as we develop. 23, the goal is 100%. We're close to the goal, but as I said, it's a partnership effort. It's not only us, it is really a partnership effort.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I mean, this is very creative. So I think we have Barış back. So are you there, Barış? Yes, perfect. So this is a very fancy way of connecting. So Barış, I already asked the first question, so I will connect the first question with the second question as well. With these new experiences, as you mentioned, gourmet and the adventure and the hiking and so on, Generation Y looks colder towards mass tourism. Also, Generation Z, I mean, they are not that much interested into the mass tourism as far as I can see. And with the development of the technology coming very fast everywhere, they want to organize their own tours. And the number of traveling abroad eventually with these individuals increases. But the work of the agencies fed by the operators is as presumably it's decreasing day by day, because some of the tour operators or the agencies are not updating themselves with the trend that is coming. So how do you position yourself in this regard?
Okay, Zekeriya. We are, when I just started to this business, let's say the beginning of the millennium, this time, many operators operators would have some FIT departments, and those departments were just dealing with the tailor-made customers, individual people, or on FIT basis. But the technology goes on, and the day by day, people are trying to create their own packages, their own tools, the flight ticket, and etc. So then the operators went to other side, which is that they start to close the FIT departments or set up a technology IT department in order to get more business from this online by working with online booking systems. Right now, we were hoping that we were expecting those people, the Generation Y and Gen Z, to act more individual, not just for the travel part, also the social life and with their relations. So, now we are working more tailor-made packages, but it's not like city breaks. It's not like just a short period of the travel, like 2 nights, 3 nights, and with fly and drive. No, not that one. So we are with your first question, actually, it's matching with the second question. We are trying to combine the people who wants to go to thematic travel, like gourmet, like the sports travel, like the nature travel. We are working on to do this with the FITs. We are both combining this. So that's why we get back to 20 years ago and trying to get more business from the FITs, trying to move the touch, trying to create more special packages for them. So I think it will take a while, but actually the pandemic, I don't think that it's going to change everything from the beginning. So we are going to get back to our mass tourism again from the beginning. But actually for a while, the habit is habit. You cannot change it immediately. But for a while, I think we were going to be working more than we're going to be more party business.
Okay. So, Barış, I would also want to add, what's the most important destination that the Generation Y is interested in at the moment, from your perspective?
It's actually I can't answer you, Zekeriya, just for the globally. But if you're asking me for my destinations for my market, which is the Turkish market, I can still say the West Europe.
Okay.
Because the West Europe, there's becoming the repeat customers there. Okay. The second of that, the flight time and still there's the flight, the capacity, and you can find in a city to any capital in West Europe, you can find up to 4 to 6 flights per day. So that brings the more options, and the clients are looking for an alternative tourism, like just to break, like some parkings, like for festivals, and for some sports organizations. So I can still say that the West Europe is the leading market for the Generation Y.
Okay, thank you. So now on our second questions, we are coming to Bora from Plaza Premium Holding. Bora, how do you take advantage of the latest customer trends, since you have so many lounges all over the world, to provide more experience for your travelers?
Yeah. So actually, Zekeriya, I think maybe take a step back to give a kind of a landscape to make much easy to understand. So again, from our perspective, we're in 70 plus airports, and pre-COVID, the group welcomed more than 20 million plus guests. in these networks. So of course, when you go to details in terms of the personas, it's extensive. I mean, we have pre-COVID, of course, the major pie in the overall guest, basically the business travel. But of course, we have a lot in terms of the leisure and different, essential travel too. But what we have seen, the mix has changed a lot significantly in last 2 years, because even as we're all in right now, I mean, the nature of the business changed substantially. So of course, I think the business will be also much less. I mean, or at least will take quite a long time to come back to the pre-COVID levels. In the meantime, essential travel along with leisure, plus maybe some certain routes change too from the airline perspective, because we have seen a lot of optimization from the airline. So at the end, the travel is different than 2 years back. So in that regard, what we are doing, we try to first of all understand the changes from the profile, from the persona. I mean, now how we can adapt ourselves into that change. Less business travel, but more about the essential, maybe repatriation or similar. But since we manage a big network from Sydney, Melbourne, all the way to Rio, Sao Paulo, Bogota, Miami, Toronto, London, Johannesburg, you have to understand your network. You have to understand about all the traffic. I mean, in terms of, especially with the COVID, what we so-called vaccinated travel lanes, or the famous corridors. Try to optimize these bundle approach, because I'm sure our colleagues will be also supplement the famous kangaroo route, right, from Sydney all the way to Middle East and London, and PPG has hotels, lounges across these routes. So we try to build different products for the local market needs, whereby we can communicate, especially with the travel agencies. It's not like year-long annual membership, but it's more can be consumed in 1 or 2 trips, and could be easily reached through our own e-commerce and IDE platforms, and make sure that our objective is well aligned with this we make travel better objective. So what the thing that we have seen over the last 2 years, of course, although I think all the companies in the hospitality and travel, has witnessed a huge drop in terms of the revenue side. We also have seen the same trend, but our pie in terms of the e-commerce substantially increased, because it's much data focus. It's much, targeted marketing, and basically we built, we develop product and services that can be, fully adaptable to e-commerce through different distribution channels, and make sure that we are fully aligned with the need of the consumer according to spending power, according to the need, because the frequency of the travel from per guest is much less than before. So this is one thing that we are extensively working on. The other thing that we also try to diversify, because eventually you not only rely on one big product vertical, which is launch. I mean, we also diversify our business verticals by adding, more hotels, more meet and assist, because we see that, there's a huge interest for these assisted services, especially during that, COVID times. because it's very unpredictable how long you're going to be waiting in the airports, and all these assistant support service actually getting more and more popular. We invest a lot to our the mid office structure, whereby our kind of agents can bundle different products according to our consumer needs. We invest a lot to this smart traveler reward based loyalty platform a lot to make sure that people are more flexible to design their own needs according to their journey. And I think we're gonna keep doing the same in terms of the diversification of the portfolio, and also our business might be a bit different because we try to also match supply and demand. And in the demand side, we are working with all these famous banks, all these HSBCs, Amex, Capital One, Chase. So we acquire a couple of companies that can help us to increase our presence on the upstream of the value chain. So we're not only relying on our supply strength, whereby we keep adding all these additional lounges, hotels, or basically dining facilities across the globe, but by acquiring mainly digital savvy concierge companies and aggregators, we have a much balanced business, because we can easily customize our product offer to the banks, the TMCs, the hotels, different loyalty platforms. But in the meantime, we can also develop our network according to the demand, where we call this demand-driven growth. So basically, it's a strategy that we are pursuing and make it a balanced growth during that pandemic time.
But in general, I do understand that we would be needing more flexibility to evolve with our customers according to their needs.
Certainly. I mean, again, I think one of the reasons that all these companies need to transform their business into that more digital is getting that flexibility to consumer to design their own journey according to their bespoke needs.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Bora. Chad, coming to you. With all these changes, with the pandemic and so on, of course, the traveler has also evolved. They are looking for more flexibility, more relaxed journeys, maybe, especially with the cancellation side and so on, more secure destinations in that sense. So looking prior to the pandemic, you obviously had your favorite destinations, your most popular destinations. Has that changed with the post-pandemic period? If that changed, how is it evolving? And with this, how do you see the new target, your target of audiences? I mean, how do you reach them as well under these new regulations and these new formulas?
So, yeah, I think you touched on it there with regards to the flexibility. That is definitely post-pandemic going to be a trend, so to speak. But we're not sure how the landscape's going to change yet. A lot of my destinations in Southeast Asia haven't opened yet. So we have to make assumptions. So at the moment, the inquiries coming in, we've made adjustments, and most of the inquiries are looking at the COVID protocols and the entry requirements. And in, say, Thailand, where you had to stay 14 days or 7 days, or now 1 day, so that's ever evolving. But yeah, there is maybe a small trend towards longer stays, and certainly those people booking now they've got this 2-year pent-up demand, and so their next trip is going to be special, and they're going to put a lot more time and care and thought into their next holiday, which it could be a fad. It could be just next year they're going to be calling it a special holiday, and we will see over the next couple of years. It might become a trend, but the existing trends that we've been seeing over the last few years leading up to the pandemic, I believe, are still going to be there. It's sustainable travel is certainly if front and foremost in a lot of people's minds and planning. There is that experiential part of traveling, which is the highlight of most people's holidays and trips. So so I mean, as a DMC, we develop our product that fits our DNA, and our DNA is certainly in those communities that we work and giving money back to the community. So we're not going to be compromising too much on what we already do. But yeah, we will continue to create unique and off the beaten path itineraries. But the key, as you've mentioned, is flexibility with booking conditions and clarity and transparency and honesty. I think that's key.
Totally agree. I mean, I have to say, with my clients, from my perspective, security, trust, most of all, trust, your philosophy of interaction with your clients, being open and frank, has rewarded you during this pandemic period. I mean, that's what I'm seeing coming back to me from my clients, in the sense that when I say something, they know that I'm saying the truth, frankly, and very openly. I'm not playing around, because in the old times, maybe we had that, a little bit area, that gray area that we moved around. But now everything is black and white, basically. I mean, is it flexible? Yes, it is. Can I cancel? Yes, you can. These type of frank, open words get you more business eventually. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, I have started getting more clients that have never traveled with me because of this sincerity. So, I mean, this flexibility is very important, coming to the point.
And the other thing was certainly health and safety. It's key. How do we treat our staff, and how do our staff treat the customers, and the protocols that we've put in place? So we've learned. I think the Mexican and Costa Rican borders have been pretty much open to the Americas for the last 18 months. So that's the part of our business that has actually thrived. But we've been able to use those standards and protocols across from Latin America going back to Asia now, and everybody is waiting, and they cleaning all the luggage and making sure that everything is safe, and we need to communicate that to our clients and then to their customers, along with that transparency and flexibility.
Thank you very much, Chad. So coming back to you, Wolf, there is this factor that, I mean, with post-COVID, we have restrictions that we never presumed before. I mean, we could go to a museum very easily. Now we have to see whether it's open or not. What's the capacity? What times can we enter the museum? These type of unique experiences, before we could have very easily evolved and integrated into the itineraries, but now we have to be a little bit cautious. So how do you see, in the urban and the suburban destinations that you guys provide, the market to people's passions in post-COVID is changing, and how are you reacting to them?
Very good question, Zekeriya, because we have all experienced the need and the necessity to pivot on the spot and to change our program really on a dime, because what may have been forecast and included into our program is either not available or not available at the time that we have pre-booked. So I have two kind of different answers to that question through two product lines that I am in charge with. When it comes to Trafalgar, and I totally agree with Chad, well-being protocols, our ability to deliver them without any grain of doubt is super, super important. And the integrity of our brand and our product is very, very critical. So with Trafalgar, we have established, in addition to the travel director who travels with our guests throughout their experience, we have added a well-being director. Well-being director ensures that all of the places along the supply chain that we visit are, first of all, properly adhering to the well-being protocols. And also, if there is a change in the program while travel director is delivering the experiences to the guest, well-being director is finding alternatives and ensuring that the operation is as smooth as possible. So that would be a response related to the Trafalgar brand, the brand that you all know, very well known globally. But we also have other brands within our Trafalgar portfolio, and I am in charge in Canada for a brand called Cost Saver. Cost Saver is kind of complete opposite of Trafalgar, save for the fact that the structure and the transportation travel is on the coach, so it is a group travel. So we call Cost Saver the unpackaged holiday. How do we do that? We believe that a traveler nowadays wants to have choices, free choices, not choices determined by us, which we're very good at doing because we have the experience, we can choose like all of us operator, but we also have a demographic group that says, give me the essentials, give me the structure on how do I travel. I don't have to be worried with the logistics, but I will be the one to decide what am I going to do in the destination. So life is really about the choices people make. So with Cost Saver brand, we have 77 trips on 5 continents in 56 countries. And what is the most important there is that we have a portfolio of experiences available on each and every Cost Saver experience that have been tried and tested by us. So our guests can choose fun. We have them in 3 different kind of pillars. Choose fun, choose active, choose relax. So during their experience, they can really go from, if they want to go clubbing throughout Spain from Barcelona, Granada, Costa del Sol, they can do that. They can choose fun. If they want to go one night clubbing, but the next day they want to do a yoga session on the beach in Spain, they can do that too. So we have curated 550 experiences for all of our Cost Saver programs so that the guest can actually choose, and they do have several experiences in a day. So when they travel on Cost Saver with us, we certainly give them the orientations, the city tour, so that they know where they are, they're aware of their surroundings, they know how to get around. Travel director is always there, practically in the role of concierge, to facilitate and curate their experiences, but they have access to multiple and very, very different experiences. And we also include in those some of the community-driven experiences where they can give back or get involved in some voluntary work or really kind of get involved with the local community. And I think that is that type of delivering these alternative expectations or these very diverse expectations within one frame of travel is very much a part of all of our futures.
Awesome. Wolf, I'm just curious, are these bookable at the last minute or do they pre-book?
They can be both pre-booked or they can be booked on the spot. Because we offer alternatives in one single day, typically they're booked on the spot because you know some of them overlap. You're eventually going for a dinner with music, but you can choose a nightclub or you can choose a dinner with the family local host. So that's why I'm saying, we have 550 of them, over 77 trips. So plenty of activity. And over and above that, we have a travel director who can direct the guest toward their own interest, because the guest may say, okay, all I want to do is to go to this particular store to buy some sort of unique item that they are looking for in the local environment.
Beautiful.
And that gives us an opportunity, as you rightly said, to have more choice than just those iconic museums. So when you're in Florence, we all go to Uffizi. Well, now in Florence, we offer you 5, 6, or 7 different experiences. So we're dispersing the interest. And I believe that that is also very important.
Yeah, that's very important. So I think we are coming towards the end of our panel, but I need to, I mean, this is my curiosity. So I just want to ask all of you, since I'm on the floor, how do you see, I mean, maybe just one sentence would be enough, because I know it's a very deep, topic, but with the post-pandemic, how do you guys see Y and Z generation reacting to the type of tourism that we do? So Wolf, starting with you, Bora, you and Chad will close off, and then Alex will take over.
Very briefly, life is about choices our travelers make, and we really have to be able to provide them choices because they want to control their experience.
Perfect. Bora, you go.
Yeah, very tough question, but I think first of all there is a huge demand waiting for us, and people will explore the world. I think from more or less from the fundamentals, from the essentials. So the world will be quite different and interesting post-pandemic, Zekeriya.
And Chad.
I think it would be offering a variety similar to Wolf, variety in a safe way, but really being able to offer a way to get under the skin of a destination.
Perfectly said. Can't agree more.
And what do you think, Zekeriya?
Well, I mean, I think flexibility and variety. I mean, this is very crucial for the next generation. I mean, they don't want to be that much controlled, packed in, 4 walls. You need to give them somewhere to breathe. But when you do that, you need to give it with the experience and with your joy and excitement. Then you get them. That's what I believe in. And that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Thank you very much, everybody. Bora, I don't know if Barış is still there. Barış, Chad, and Wolf. I hope to see you guys face to face anytime soon in the next.
In Istanbul.
Yes, hopefully. Looking forward for that.
You were there, right, Wolf? You were there 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2019. Yes, that
I
was
remember
my
that.
initiation, and we had excellent time.
Well,
Perfect.
you'll be back hopefully.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
so
Have a
much.
good
Floor is
day.
yours,
Thank you.
Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Wherever you are, have a nice rest of the day. And it's really great to have seen you. And thank you, Zekeriya, for very professional moderation. And I think, we touched a lot of subjects. There have been some technical difficulties. Do apologize for that. It's life, as we know. So we go with that. Thank you very much.